Center, and then later on I would go to the I loved folk music. I loved roots music, not just the folk music of Kingston Trio, Peter, Paul, and Mary. I just loved the people that were doing real blues, their own interpretations of blues or old-timey music. I just love this stuff. So I would go down to the Gaslight, and I would see people like Raylan Jack Elliott and young John Hammond and Tom Paxton, Noel Suki before he became Paul Suki from Peter, Paul, and Mary. But the guy I was really enthralled with was this young socialist, this grumpy old young socialist by the name of Dave Van Ronk. And I asked Dave if he gave lessons, and he said yes, obviously begrudgingly, because he was looking down on this little kid and they had to give him lessons. Great. Well, I got to survive. So I would go to Dave's, and when he and Terry were on 15th Street, and half the time I would go for my lesson, Dylan would be sleeping on the couch. This is Bob Dylan's favorite couch, by the way, was Van Ronk's. There were other couches, but his favorite couch was up at Dave and Terry's. And Dave taught me his style of playing, which was without finger picks. And he had his own tablature. He taught me, one of the songs that he taught me was a traditional old song that people have told me since was as a metaphor for drugs or prostitution, which I still, to me, it's still a children's song. It's called Candyman, and you're probably familiar with it. And he taught it to me backpicking, which was like you start on your middle string and your thumb goes backwards, like. And around that time, I also started taking some lessons from Reverend Gary Davis. I had to go up to the South Bronx to where Reverend Davis and his wife Annie lived, which is a whole trip unto itself. And by the way, there's more in my book, which will be out on Lions Press in September. Not September, in the spring of 2015. What you're hearing tonight, by the way, is a chronology of my career, which is what my book is about, sort of mirrors my memoirs. And so I would go up to Reverend Davis's, and I would say, hey Gary, what are you going to teach me today? And he would say, I'm going to teach a song called Candyman. But he taught it to me front picking. So I became an expert at Candyman. And this is the Van Ronk version of Candyman. God of my world, to get my Candyman home. Candyman, salty dog. Candyman, fat and hard. Candyman, salty dog. You won't be my Candyman, gonna be your salty dog. Run and get the pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run and get the pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run and get the pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run and get the pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run and get the pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run and get the pitcher, get the baby some beer. Wish I was down in New Orleans, sitting on the candy stand. Candyman, here and gone. Candyman, been here and gone. Candyman, here and gone. You won't be my Candyman, gonna be your salty dog. Little red wagon painted green, little red wagon painted green. Little red wagon painted green, little red wagon painted green, little red wagon painted green, little red wagon painted green. Stop on the red and you go on the green, don't you mess with Mr. In Between. Candyman, been here and gone. Candyman, been here and gone. Candyman, been here and gone. Do anything in this God-almighty world to get my Candyman home. So there were a bunch of us in the village. I got to be friendly with a whole bunch of other people. We were the generation before Van Ronk and Dylan and Phillips. And our generation was like myself, Stephen Grossman, John Sebastian, Maria D'Amato, David Grisman. Did I mention David Grisman? At this point, I tend to repeat myself at this age. So just yell out, "You said that before, cats." You know, that's okay. In fact, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that this is my lyric book, that I have my cheat sheet. When in fact, it's just a good book that I'm reading, just in case I bore myself. It's actually a psychological thing. I don't look at it that much, but I might every now and then. But just knowing it's there, it makes me a little bit less of a nervous wreck. So, there we were, all of us kids wanting to play together. And what kind of music are we going to play together that we have in common? Half of us were into blues, half of us were into old-timey music. And so our common denominator was jug band music. And so we formed a band called the Even Dozen Jug Band. And I'm telling you about this a little bit. I'm going to wait a couple of songs before I do another jug band song. But I'm telling you this now because I had an incident a couple of nights ago where I was stupid enough I'm allergic to caffeine, and I was stupid enough to have like a pint of coffee ice cream before going to sleep. So naturally I didn't sleep for like 24 hours, and what was I going to do? Get onto Facebook. Thank God for, it's one of the good things about Facebook is if you have nothing to do, you just post on it if you're up. So I found all these jug band pictures and video, and I've gotten like I'm getting hundreds of likes, on this thing. Wow, I can't believe what you guys look like. You look like babies. We were babies. I was 18 years old. But if you want to friend me on Facebook, you can watch this video of the Even Dozen Jug Band at Fordham University. And boy, we have a lot of energy. It's really a lot of fun. But before I get into the jug band again, when I was learning songs from Dave, he basically was teaching me songs that he knew, and that was going to help me learn how to play guitar. And then when I started, when I was able to pick my own songs, excuse me, one of my first songs that I want to learn how to do, and it's not so much a guitar song, but just a song I wanted to play and sing, was a Bessie Smith song. And we were purists at the time, so we didn't change gender. And I picked this song called Young Woman Blues by Bessie Smith because it's a beautiful song. Psychologically, it's brilliant. And she did it in the 1930s or something. And just one of those great songs, so I'm going to do that for you now. Woke up this morning, chickens crowing for day. Fell down the right side of my pillow, my man had gone away. Well, by his pillow, he let me know. He said the reason I'm leaving Jane, got my goat. Well, now there's no time to marry, no time to settle down. Well, I'm a young woman, ain't done running around. Well, I'm a young woman, I ain't done running around. kind of brown. Well, I ain't gonna marry, ain't gonna settle down. I'm gonna drink good moonshine and rub these browns down. You see that long, lonesome road, and you know it got you in. Well, I'm a young woman, and I can get plenty of men. Road, and you know it's got you in. Well, I'm a young woman, and I can still get plenty of men. So we moved on from the Gaslight to Gertie's Folk City, which was right across from on the other end of Washington Square, and actually right across from where the bottom line was later to be. Now the jug band had too many guitar players, so I decided, I decided to pick up a washboard and play the washboard in order to survive in a lot of survival. Well, that's a whole other story. But so I picked up the washboard and became a washboard player, and I would practice like we were all like hanging out at the basement of Gertie's Folk City. But Gertie's had some pretty great acts also. And most of the people also played it was the folk circuit was just walking across Washington Square, and I remember. And this is a time when I met some really incredible people. I feel very lucky in my life to have met Skip James, Son House, and to spend a lot of time actually with Mississippi John Hurt. And I'm going to go into that in a second also. Don't worry, if you want to hear the spinning wheel, it ain't coming. I'm going to get up to there, but I'm not going to do that particular song because I hate the goddamn thing so much. So, one night at Gertie's, there was Clarence Ashley, the old-time old-time banjo player, legend. He was an old man at this point, and he was playing with a partner of his on guitar, the name of Tex Isley. And we're downstairs, and Clarence Ashley says to me, "Hey, why don't you sit in with us on banjo?" Oh, I'm sorry, on washboard. And I said, "You got to be kidding! Wow, I would love to." So I sat in on this song, which really wasn't appropriate, but what the hell, I was having a good time. And I decided to do it again, putting this performance together, which I have in the past couple of years. And I figured since I'm doing folk songs in this part of the show, I have to do a murder ballad. I mean, you got to put in the murder ballads are very popular now. So this is a song that I first did, actually, with Clarence Ashley. It's called Little Sadie. Went out last night to take a little round. I met Little Sadie and I blowed her down. Went right home, went to bed. 44 smoke was laying under my head. I began to think what a deed I'd done. I grabbed my hand and away I'd run. I began to run just a little bit slow. They overtook me in Jericho. ringing the bell. Up stepped the sheriff from Thomasville. Says, young man, is your name Brown? Remember the night you shot Sadie down? Oh yes, sir, my name is Lee. I murdered little Sadie in the first degree. First degree, second degree. Got any papers, will you read them to me? They took me downtown and they dressed me in black. Put me on a train and they sent me back. Had no one know my bail. You locked me up in that county jail. Judge and the jury took the stand. Judge had the papers in his right hand. 47 days, 47 nights, 47 years to wear a ball and stripes. There's action.